like this, and then we go to Sturmovik. Also, it's possible we might play some driving games later if the Italian friend from the other week shows up, since we had actually planned to play together, but I didn't hear him in the last 2 days, so I don't know if he will show up. If he writes me something in chat, we might move on to driving games. This time I'm not forgetting to switch the scene to the one with a smaller face, so you can see the game better. Like this. I probably will go and try to play multiplayer eventually also, if there is the time, because today it's Sunday, so since this game doesn't have a very large player base, it's probably one of the best occasions we have in the entire week to find actually populated matches. But since the career is quicker to get into, and also we can now play it as an American, let's try single player first. Of course, for the Battle of Rhineland, and I'll pick the USA this time. So let's see what we have. We have either the P-38 or the P-47. They're both interesting actually. Now wait a second, this one is not selectable. The P-51 is, but presumably for the later part of the battle. Where does it stay? Probably it's grayed out because you cannot deselect it, but I believe you can always use it. Well, let's see what we have simply based on the squadrons. Yeah, the P-38 you have to buy separately. No nice of them. But why are these grayed out? No, they no longer are. Probably I should go for the first part of the battle, because playing the second part the other time with the British side actually gave me a very already battered enemy that didn't have many planes in the air, and that wasn't so fun. So let's try playing like this. I'll pick, of course, the role of commander, so we can design our own missions, at least to a certain degree, and see how it goes from there. Now, since we're going to play single player first, we'll be able to go straight to the action. Then we're starting a multiplayer match or two, and that will take more. This is a game that has longer downtimes compared to War Thunder when you play online. This being the reason we start with single player first. Nice squadron emblem. What is this? A cat on a bomb? It's the 40-19-4 fighter squadron. Okay, planning room. I'm also the commander of it. Greetings, Major. I'm a Major. That's interesting. Okay, next day. In the first day you're only acquainted with the squadron, you get to the barracks, unpack your stuff and so on. Then you probably would have a little familiarization flight. Fortunately that's skipped in this game, unlike DCS to make an example, and that's another waste of time well past of. So we go straight to the autumn offensive. Okay. Skip it. We have some new pilots. Someone's already getting a medal, I don't know why. So we're starting with an enemy airfield attack. That's an interesting one. Aboard the P-47. Let's do the usual thing where I move the waypoint closer to the target so we don't waste as much time. And zoom like this. Enemy airfield and enemy frontline attack. We're flying the enemy airfield attack mission, so this is our waypoint. So, as I was explaining also the other days, since you start from the second waypoint, if you do like this, you always start very close to the battle. That is, unless you start from the ground, but we are not going to. Shall we also... Yeah, let's pick an intermediate difficulty, since probably there won't be many enemies in the air, if it is like the other day. Actually, to play this campaign in an hard difficulty, you're supposed to be German, I believe. If you are German at this point of the war, you're going like 3 planes against 5, 6, and that's the reason we had so much trouble the first day. But today I want to fly the American planes, so we just raise the difficulty. And now we're starting finally the mission. Strangely enough, I'm starting actually the other mission, the one where you attack the front line. I don't know why, but I guess it's the same. I probably wasn't in the first one. Okay, that's the same. Just what they said is still true, only it applies to a different mission. Probably my pilot wasn't selected to fly it. Since they're procedurally generated, doesn't make all that difference. It's going to be a new mission nonetheless. Also, we seem to have a customized loading screen from the American forces, so maybe we were just lucky in attaining it. Look at the tubes for firing the rockets under the wing of the airplane. It's different, they're not mounted straight on the airplane, you have tubes for them. So this is a multi-role fighter, apparently. It won't take much longer now. As we were saying, discussion. I wanted to look again at the list of airplanes. Well, right, it's on small mod. I don't know who put it like this. But it's the same. Here we are. So the setup of the plane. The setup of the plane is going to employ the ground attack modification. Let's try also the gyro gun side. Maybe it's better than the German one. And I want the mirror, of course. So it's like this. Start. And here we are finally. And this is the cabin on the P-38. You can also look at the tech notes from here. The P-47, yeah, already I'm mixing up the numbers. So, that's quite a lot of stuff to take in. Okay, that's throttle. Do you have to set my RPM? Seems to do something when I press the button. No, it's automated. I will now employ time compression while checking briefly the tech notes of the plane, because I want to also play it online later. But there is the usual problem. The window is covering the notes. Wait a second. I'll point straight at the objective. This seems like a much better gyro gun sight with a big screen. Let's move the window out of the way. So it's going to take a while to reach the objective in any case. And I'll put the window all the way here. It's probably even better because I can read better the text. Yeah, maybe not as easily in terms of moving my head to the side, but it's bigger, so there's that. So the engine has 2600 HP, maximum power in web mode at sea level. It's a fairly powerful plane. Well, most were at this point of the war. Not as powerful as the British one, the Tempest, but still can hold itself. Combat power about 2700. Maximum continuous. I don't care much for this. Let me see what I'm supposed to do. Okay, operation features. In addition to the automatic single-stage supercharger, the engine is equipped with a turbocharger that the pilot can control. It's powered by the engine exhaust back pressure, which can be set by a lever in the cockpit and maintained automatically using the throttle shuttles on the exhaust pipes. So there is probably a control for that I'll have to bind. It's probably automated now that we're playing single player, but it won't be when I go online. The air compressed in the turbocharger goes to the intercooler. Vabbè, questo we don't care about this. The temperature of the air it tells me about the temperature, not about what I have to do. The turbocharger RPM is controlled by the lever in the cockpit, T and slash keys by default. So there is a lever, you see. At the back lever position, the throttle shutters are fully open. So it's the T and slash keys. I'm keeping an eye on the mission in the meantime, but I still don't see any enemies, so we might as well go and check the buttons. So it's probably, I presume, in plane engine control. And let's see. It's the T key. I'll just look for the T key. Well, it was T by default. Apparently it isn't now. It's also possible that it doesn't let me do it here because we have single player mode engaged. So I guess I'll have to test it later. It could also be just the propeller RPM control. We'll know soon enough once I go online. Let's keep an eye on the mission for now. We're almost on the objective in any case. I want also to take a look at this bird from the outside. Let's see how it is, how it looks. Wow, the bombs are huge. Huge bombs under this thing. I don't see the rockets though. Yet I had them selected. It's 3 fairly big bombs. So that's my wing. Over there a couple of things I don't know what they are. Well, it's a fairly recognizable kind of plane. A bit more barrel shaped than most were at this point. Still, it's probably got the power to behave fairly efficiently, even keeping that into account. Here we are almost at the objective. And this is the plane. Look at them, following me so orderly. Well, I'll tell them to start attacking the enemy as soon as we see it. Orders. Attack nearest, I guess ground targets first. Already I can see the ground targets in front. What city is that? Eschweiler. I cannot speak German, as you very well know. Okay, it's a real screen, this gyro gun sight. It's an actual screen you look through. Very modern. I see also enemy planes. Okay, perhaps we better start worrying about them before trying to bomb the target. Since they're coming straight from above. I wonder if they're the... No, it's not the ME. It's normal Focke-Wulf A8 version. So it's not the one with the improved engine either. There's more coming though. So, let's review our priorities. File letter orders. Attack nearest air target.
Search for enemy aircraft. Free to engage. Out.
Should be able to turn better than those. But let's see. Also up the number. That's realistic, I believe. During the Bodenplatte campaign. But Bodenplatte is actually the German name for it. Now we're American. So I should get into that frame of mind. Come straight at me, that guy. Let's lower the flaps a bit. They seem to turn better, American planes, with the flaps down. At least by 17%. Yeah, sure. Only problem with this is that if I keep the technical notices on, the game loses a lot of FPS, so I won't do that. So my speed is, that's probably a stall warning, I believe. If only I could see where my speed, okay, that's the speed, 150, I'm a bit slow. To really use a soft touch when turning with this thing. Won't be able to catch anything unless I go higher. Let's try and accelerate first. 150. Here it comes again. Well, they have much more energy to expand. I mean, fortunately, when we met them, they were so much higher. At least than I did from the outside. Yeah, as soon as I spool the stick a bit too much, it goes like so. It's quite a different beast from the Tempest. This seems to be finally in range. We hit each other. That seemed to do any lasting damage. Also, it's trailing smoke, so it's not the worst of it. It seems when I'm also losing something. My god, more are coming. These are full formation of BS. Starting to look pretty bad. In fact, my engine hit the bullet already. Okay, restart the mission. I will also move the waypoint closer so I don't have to wait so much. Unfortunately, I had moved the waypoint, but for the other mission, then he put me in a different mission and that didn't help. Okay, so now we know we're going to meet the enemy, we're going to meet many of them. I actually didn't expect it. When I played with the British the other day, I had like 2 German planes against 5 or 6 of ours, so it was way easier. That's also the reason I increased the difficulty. Let's see if I'm gonna regret it. But in any case, let's first move the waypoint closer. It's going to take ages to try it again. Unfortunately, I have to go back to the other screen, like this, and do like this. You have to be really precise with the pointer. Oh, now I like it. So. P47, 28. See if I can find some advice on utilizing this plane. No, 47. Slotting the mission, mind you. Is the Thunderbird. It was produced from 1941 onward. Slotting, yes it is. The Thunderbolt was effective as a short to medium range escort fighter in high altitude and air-to-air combat ground attack. Well, the fact that we should be higher is something I promptly noticed already. And I wasn't carrying, I wasn't carrying rockets. So these are not actually tubes to shoot rockets. These are racks where you put the bombs. Okay, good to know. There are several other ways you can dispose your weapon, but I'll keep it as it is. Let's try the mission again. Like how it loads the mission before it loads the plane. Now, start going upwards immediately. Also, we're already meeting the enemy this time. Doesn't climb very well. Expected it to, but it doesn't. It smokes by itself. We haven't done anything yet, it already smokes. I don't know if it's winnable, to be honest. So many of them. Let's try to preemptively get the wingman to attack. The way they're positioned, they're going to swoop right down at us. It's probably an impossible situation. The altimeter is this one thing, yes. Less than 1000 if... no, that's the clock, what am I saying? That's the rate of climb indicator. Definitely higher than before now, we're inside the canopy of clouds. Strangely enough, they didn't come for us. No, they completely ignored us. That's much better. That's for the best, I guess. So as I was saying, RPM indicator, airspeed. This is just water, okay. Oh no, that's actually the altimeter, it's not a clock. It looked like one, actually. So I guess you read it. It's got 3 ends, not just 2. Huh, it's fairly rainy. Are we still ready? Yeah, we're ready for the objective. But I don't want to go so low as before, because it probably we're going to meet the other formation, the one of BFs. Apparently this plane cannot climb very fast. Oxygen flow indicator. Should be in sight of the target just about now. Removing time compression. I'll do a quick 360 to try and understand the current situation. Should be right above the target according to the map, maybe more to the left. Ah, here it is, I have disabled the labels, now this explains it. It's a frontline attack mission. Well, I could go for a quick dive, release the bombs, and then climb immediately back up here to the city from before. That's Esquiler. They also have many anti-air weapons. So I'm going to be unpredictable in the way I approach the situation. I think I hit him. Why don't the bomb explode? I released the bombs. Yet they didn't explode. That's another mystery. I pressed the button. I heard the sound. I'm sure I released the bomb. They didn't explode. Maybe they even did, but the game didn't show us. It wouldn't be the first time. This game is a bit strange like that. And now I see an explosion, but this can't be my bombs. Completely, of course. Let's try it again. While hoping the BFs don't come again. And bomb, 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 bomb. Okay. I bombed the woods. Many squirrels are now running for their lives. The BFs don't seem to be coming this time. Okay, let's go for another pass. That's our chance, I guess. That's right in front of me like this. How dare you scare your commander? Very flat drop. One hit, I guess. Strangely enough, it didn't. These bombs are strange. Maybe I'm dropping them too low. Is it possible that they have a minimum altitude? For what I know, it could also be. Well, these are tanks. In any case, they're pretty hardy. Now the bombs don't explode again, you see. No, I'm probably dropping them too low. Good thing I have an unlimited quantity, as you very well have noticed by now. I really like the look of this plane, by the way. Most American planes are like that. They have a very sporty look, so to say. Less utilitarian. Let's try for a steeper dive this time. I start up higher, while still hoping of course the enemy doesn't show up, but apparently this time it won't. Much for the best of us. Attention, up to 10 gallon per hour return flow through carburetor vent to main fuel tank. Therefore, run off main tank periodically. You're supposed to switch tank. I wonder if that's model. Well, not in this model gameplay, but maybe if we play online it will be. Since they even wrote it on the dashboard of the plane, it must be important. Yeah, again I came very low. Must be the force of habit. And the bombs were dropped, and the bombs did explode. But only the second one did. But the mission is completed in any case. Probably not by me. I destroyed one target, mind you, but one is not enough to complete a mission. Still, I can also take some merit on it. Today, Esport first from Sony PlayStation, okay. I guess that's a bit worrisome for me, because everyone will now go watch the other stream. Thank you PlayStation for advertising during my stream. Not like they need it. And drop it. And only the second one explodes. What a strange thing. Okay, I guess we might as well return to friendly territory and move on. This is a mission where we have already achieved the objective. No air units are coming, so why should we stick here? Also, I'm already in friendly territory, so this is going to cost us very little in terms of minutes. Now, if I manage to avoid crashing into the ground. Okay. Friendly territory, so I can end it. Let's put the engine management on manual, so I start practicing that, because the other day when I passed that to multiplayer I wasn't able to do it correctly. Let's start and practice that part. So next mission. I guess I'm not getting a medal on this, I only destroyed a single unit. But I can't prepare to do air to air. So that's my excuse. Please wait. We're waiting. Air operations were suspended from the 310 to 510. You tell about it. Well, apparently they're no longer suspended. This I like. Intercept ground attack planes. We're a full formation, so it's bound to be very, very action oriented. Also, the second one of the day is the attack to an enemy vehicle column. I think the good part is starting. I think it is. What did I want to do? Yeah, put the engine management in realistic mode, because I want to see if that allows control of the turbocharger of the plane. And where is it? Engine auto control. Yeah, remove it. Radiator assist. Remove it also. Total auto limit. I don't think it's a problem on this kind of plane. You might keep it. Radar assist screen. No, nothing else. No engine stall. Unlimited ammo. Warmed up engine. Yeah, that's all. Okay. Let's try and intercept these planes. Where are we starting? Well, we're starting right below the objective, as always. Like this. Start the mission. Let's see if I forgot anything. No, I don't think so. It's the first time I get a mission structure like this, actually. Intercept the ground attack planes. Usually just tell you to intercept the plane, so I guess this is also coming from the new script of the DLC. Well, the loading screen are definitely not customized. I don't expect to meet that thing in the air. So let's see if it has a chapter on the strengths of this plane. Flying the Thunderbolt. This is what I wanted to read. Initial response to the P-47 praised its high speed and high altitude performance, while criticizing its turning performance and rate of climb. Rate of climb we did notice. If you remember, I said it really climbs badly. The turbo supercharger in the P-47 gained the power plant at maximum power at 27,000 feet. So it climbs badly. It's not just my idea. No ground attack modification because we're going to do a dogfight this time. But if I want to be smart, I don't need the additional ammo since I'm playing with automatic, with unlimited ammo. Start it. Let's do the intercept. So now we can control the engine. So this is the call of the radiator. Look how it opens. I really like the effect. It's like a flower. Open, close. And about the turbocharger, if I well understood it, the RPM of the engine controls, yeah, it's surely like this, because you see, start at 55%. If you put it at 100%, presumably you're using the turbocharger. Should have an indicator. That's just the RPM of the engine. Of course, it goes up as you activate the turbocharger. Should also look how long you're supposed to keep the turbocharger on, because if there is a time limit, I better know it now before we meet the enemy. It usually tells you about that in the end of the script. Gyroscopic gun sight, no. The unguided rockets, we don't add them. Ah yes, the signal lamp lights up when the landing gear is up and the throttle is in the backward position, when the landing gear is down but the throttle is in the forward position. Ah, so that's the light. The aircraft requires a long takeoff run, and well, it's a fairly heavy aircraft. Has independent left and right with brakes. So probably these pedals work like the German ones. Ah yes, they go both onward and sideways. Already I see the planes going. So I guess we're out of time. Maybe it's above. Yeah, there should be a chapter about how long you can overstress the engine. Flight endurance, engine maximum power in weapon. No, that's the maximum power. Engine mode. Unlimited time, 2550 RPM. So if we go about 2550, we are up to 15 minutes. The RPM are over there. So 2550 is about... well, it's much lower than what I was using. About 40%. And now we're in combat, so increase them. Increase them and let's start to chase this guy. Don't worry when it gets bad. Unfortunately, I cannot keep the technical notices on because they reduce the FPS. So I probably have to learn where the engine temperature indicator is. But now we're in a combat situation, so it will be hard.
Engaging fighter to the east. Range half mile.
Fuel level. Oh, look at these guys, these are pretty close. I guess I will know about engine temperature later, that's not a good time to check.
Range half mile. Out. Ruffman 4. Engaging fighter to the northwest. Range half mile. Out.
Almost, but not quite. Bern Skulls. These are fairly big battles. The original game didn't have so many planes in there at the same time. It's bound to be extremely taxing to a VR system like this. In fact, we're below 45 frames per second at the moment. Probably cannot go over them. I should play at 8 years. I should have said it earlier. Didn't expect to have so big battles. When I was playing with the Germans the other day, you didn't need so many planes. Because your own formation was small, but now that our formation is big like the one of the enemy, look at this. It's fairly spectacular. You cannot do something like this in multiplayer, almost impossible.
Ruffman 4, engaging fighter.
For maximum immersion I should also turn off the labels, but like this it becomes a bit of a mess to follow. So because these planes don't look that different from the BFs. No, the Focke-Wulfs. These are Focke-Wulfs.
4, engaging fighter.
This is in range.
Out.
I like how professional the English voice sounds for this game compared to the German and Russian one, where he's always screaming at the top of his lungs. Ah, okay, one down. Good. It's starting well this time.
Ruffman 6.
Let's check
engaging
if I
fighter.
have notices
It's
for
close.
temperature or
Out.
no. Then I'll close the radiator a little. Might help me to go faster. Ludwig Dietrich. Here I come, Ludwig.
Ruffman 5.
I'll increase the RPM a
engaging
bit.
Fighter is close. Out.
I'm at max currently, okay. So what did he
Ruffman
say?
5,
50 minutes
engaging
if I'm not
fighter
wrong,
is close.
before you
Out.
overstress the engine. Completely broken to pieces. Let's go back to the big battle. You never have this many players all in one place. Unless that is you play a quick action scenario, but still it's not as structured, not as real looking. Single player still has a place in flight simulation game, let me tell you.
Ruffman 5, engaging fighter is close. Out.
This guy is asking for it.
Ruffman 4, engaging
Now it's slightly
fighter
below
is close.
45 frame
Out.
already, I easily notice it. Cannot turn as well as him.
Ruffman
Let's
3,
try with the flaps,
engaging
lowering the
fighter
flaps a
is
bit.
close.
Just
Out.
a bit, mind you. The other day I broke them, like, immediately. Oh, that was flying a different
Ruffman
plane.
3,
These are
engaging
more,
fighter
more
to the
rough
northwest. Range half
as
mile.
vehicles.
Out. Ruffman 5,
You can stress
engaging
them.
fighter to the east. Range half mile. Out.
My god. It's incredible in a way. Never seen such a big air battle.
2, engaging fighter. It's close.
They bombing the ground also. Yeah, because they're ground attack planes, he said. And they're actually fighters probably with a ground attack equipment and not ground attack planes per se. Okay, did some damage to Daniel Newman.
Ruffman 3, engaging fighter.
Engaging fighter? Sounds a bit too robotic, in fact. No, someone snagged behind me. Okay, it's not too bad. Let's restart the mission. This time I'll try to stay higher. Yes, the Me-262. So this plane apparently wasn't very good, even historically speaking. The British pilot joked that a Thunderbolt pilot could defend himself from a Luftwaffe fighter by running around and hiding in the fuselage, so he couldn't defend himself apparently. Optimized for high altitude work, the Thunderbolt had 5 feet more wingspan, a quarter more wing area. We're speaking about the Thunderbolt, okay, this won't play. About 4 times the fuselage volume and nearly twice the weight of a Spitfire. One Thunderbolt pilot compared it to flying a bathtub around the sky, so we're flying a bathtub around the sky. That's a bit of a consolation, since the performance seems to reflect it. Maybe it's too much of an historical game. We're flying a bathtub. Okay, look at the setup again. We don't have any modification for the engine, no? And to think I was liking the American plane so much this morning, I guess I hadn't tried this one yet. What's this Bendix thing? It's a fixed loop radio compass. Okay, we don't care about this. No, start again. Just as it was. I'll try to gain altitude, since that appears to be the only strong point of this plane. But now I'm questioning my idea of using it in multiplayer just a bit. Engage nearest air target, okay. So when you start, the RPM lever is at 66% and the radiator is almost closed. I'll open it a bit more and increase also the RPM since I'm trying to climb. Well, if you watch the first two hands, the altitude indicator is the same as every other one. I don't know what the third hand is for, but now we're at 3,000 feet apparently, so it's okay. Ah yeah, I can also use this, the HUD, that confirms it, so I'm reading it correctly. We're slightly below 3,000 feet. Every plane has its own interpretation of the classical instruments. Okay, we're almost at the objective. Now we should meet the ground attack planes. Ah no, that's not yet the waypoint. So let's see. If I remove the script here, maybe I'll be able to see the map. Yes, thank you. I better not overwork the engine before we get to the objective. They're already fighting when we get there. The speed is too low. Okay, of course it is. Ah, now I see them. These battles are huge. It's incredibly cool in a way. Pilot gestures, no, flight leader orders. Attack nearest air target. There's another formation coming. So these are the ones that got me earlier. I better not go to the level of the ones so exposed, not fall into the trap, so to say, and try to eliminate the bigger danger. Already they shoot me, completely ratless, these guys. So we're dealing with them first.
Engaging fighter to the north. Range half mile. Out.
These are the actual threats, not the ones I started. No, don't tell me they already broke my engine. The smoke coming out. The smoke on the canopy. But the engine seems okay. No, it cannot be okay. It's fogging up. Yeah, bad feeling about this. Yet I don't see smoke. I only have smoke all on the canopy. No, that's useless. The more I stay, the more light time I lose. The engine is already broken. He had the lucky shot right at the beginning. Good thing we're not yet online, so I can practice in this kind of situation. So it's also kind of fragile as a plane. It's quick, trust me, we'll be right back into the action. The USA's Gene Goodson, who have flown Spitfire with Ralph and flew P-47 in 1940, they have first shared the skepticism of their pilots for the 7-ton milk bottles. But Goodson learned to appreciate the P-47 potential. There were many US pilots who preferred the P-47 to anything else. Yeah, don't tell me. So, maybe it had some redeeming qualities. Let's start the mission in the meantime. And then I'll keep reading. Like this, everything is like before, so it's okay. This time I'll try to steer from the enemy and not go straight at him. Okay. Put it in autopilot. Auto level on. And increase time compression. So what was the thing that the Ace actually liked? Too heavy for some maneuvers. We would see it coming from behind and pull up fast, and the P-47 couldn't follow. And we came around and got on its tail. So what's the point? Apparently it was fast. In the early 1944, climb performance improved significantly. This is probably the version we are flying. Ecco. The initial success in combat was primarily due to tactics, using rolls at an excellent roll rate and energy-saving dive and zoom climbs from high altitude to outmaneuver German fighters. So it's a zoom and dive aircraft, and also apparently it rolls very well. Let's see if it's true. Remove time compression for a second. Well, it looks like doesn't feel that different to me personally. Probably it is model. But look at the ailerons, they're fairly big. I guess it makes sense. But we have to go high, that's the whole point of it. You have to stay high in this plane. Increase the RPM so we can gain altitude. It's this lever over there. Well, I actually have it bound on the right, but not going to make much of a difference. And here's the mass of enemies. I don't see the other one. But it isn't always the same, it's randomly generated. Maybe this time it will be more propitious. Let's see if we can turn the battle to outside. The engine doesn't seem to need much babysitting. Yeah, I just put the RPM to the max. It's not yet complaining. Maybe I'll open a bit the radiator, but not much. And here are the other guys. Never mind what I said. I need to have all of them on the same side before I start chasing someone. It's really complex dogfight, more so than anything I played before. Yeah, it rots well. I can vouch for that. It did indeed roll well.
2. Engaging fighters. It's close. Out.
That's crazy, man. It's like a scene out of Call of Duty. But the PC cannot really keep up. Losing some friends. Not so bad that it's unplayable, mind you. If you play like this in VR for more than, let's say, 30-40 minutes, you start to take notice. Or should I say your stomach starts to. Again, he comes right for me.
Rockman 2. I'm wounded. Rockman 2. I'm on fire.
Rothman is very badly at the moment. It's wounded on fire. Okay. I guess we lost a guy. That's the situation on my seats. Yeah, it's pretty bad, of course. There's so many of them. Definitely, climbing rate sucks. And I'm using maximum RPM, mind you. Okay, this one is more reachable, I guess. Still it goes faster.
Ruffman 6, engaging fighter, is close, out. Ruffman 6, engaging fighter to the southeast, range half mile, out.
2. Engaging fighter. It's close. Out.
No, there's one behind already. There's so many.
Ruffman 3, engaging
Oh, I'm putting myself behind one, except I'm actually putting myself behind two.
Ruffman 6, engaging fighter, is close, out.
Pretty on a different scale than the original version of the game.
Engaging fighter to the north, range half mile, out.
Drop the flaps, come on! No, I'm being outturned. No, he didn't hit me. I just lost control. No, actually, probably he did. In any case, I'm not recovering this thing. No, this is a hard mission on a less than excellent plane. I make one last try. One last attempt at it. I guess we'll have to take it easy. I will try to stick out of the combat and maybe pick the stragglers or something like that. Because I don't think you can win in a normal situation. It's just too many of them. The flying bathtub. So the strong suit of this airplane is its speed when diving, apparently. Proved to be a formidable fighter bomber. Well, that we noticed. Maybe I could have reduced difficulty. It's too late now. Okay, let's make one last attempt. This is a match you can really go about in a strategic manner. You just they don't even come always from the same side, so it's mostly down to luck. But I want to be as high as possible. With these things reduce rate of climb, it won't be easy. Open the radiator, close the radiator. I wonder where the control for that is in the cabin. Now 2600 feet. So I don't think this is a battle where you're supposed to take out all the enemy planes. There's just too many of them. Probably realistically you should just stop the ground attackers. Or even retreat. Because since the campaign is procedurally generated, it's not like you're supposed to complete every single mission. Sometimes they're just impossible. These are certainly the ground attack planes. They're all spaced so together. Also, they're marked as a target, so there's that. I make a quick swoop, but here's the escort. And they're more than us. It's almost a completely hopeless mission. Now, let's wait and see what happens. Otherwise, I'll do exactly the same as before. I'll try to keep climbing and tell the wingman to attack the nearest air targets. There isn't a specific one you can tell them about. It's an engagement with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm the 8. 8 on our side and like twice on the other side. That's the reason it's unwinnable. How can you win something like this? So let's try to utilize the supposedly great diving rate of this plane. They'll be all over me in a second. But I'll try at least once. Then we skip the mission or do something different. I don't know, this one's impossible in any case. Yeah, here are the ground attack planes. They're focused like the others, but they're attacking the ground, so that makes them attack ground attack planes. For the last one. I have much more energy than him. I wonder if I got him. Well, I did damage him. Maybe go down. No, this other one, then we go back upwards. If before the other guys get on my tail. Yeah, he's dead, I think. Yes. But already it's too late. There's one already behind. No, I cannot escape. We probably climb faster than me. This thing is heavy. It's the flying a button for a reason after all. Ah, but they do some stupid maneuvers. Yeah, but there's only 3 of them. How can you survive this? It's impossible. Let's try to accelerate briskly and escape. Then go for another run. Live another day. And utilize the maximum RPM, yeah. It doesn't overheat in any case. Close also the radiator. Probably it's a radial engine, didn't check it, but it looks like a radial engine to play. Also the shape of the radiator kinda gives it away. What do you have in front of me? Okay, it's a friendly. Of course the one in front of me is a friendly. That one's definitely coming from me. It's the one I damaged, so he's not down. But they're all smoking, in fact. Probably it's an atmosphere thing. You can't straight for me. Now you have to avoid this kind of confrontation. They don't pay off. That's the guy that killed me before.
Rockman 2, I'm wounded.
No, didn't hit him. It doesn't make sense to follow him. You are like other 3, 4 in front of you. Might as well switch target continuously. It's a completely new situation. Lower the flaps. Let's see if it makes turning better. No, I'm not following. I'll go for what I have in front. Otherwise you lose too much speed and 3 of them get you. I have one behind. Already I see it on the rearview mirror. And the gadget, that thing. Maybe this one. Maybe this one will come. And it didn't. Don't stall the thing. Don't stall the flying battle, please. What's my speed? What's my speed? 150, 100. Stop, 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 stop. You can go up. So I probably have to reduce the RPM eventually. It says it's got 15 mils rated maximum engine before it starts to overstress. Well. Wasn't bad. It didn't go down though. And they never relent. It's not like after a while they start to spread up. No, they keep coming for you all together. Very aggressive AI. Ah, he got me. It's almost hopeless. Well, he got me, but not completely apparently. No, it's not flying well. Oh, I finished. Well, this isn't a mission we can win. It's not a mission we can win. So I guess we'll do this. We'll skip it. I'm restarting. I don't want to go away from the American campaign just yet. Let's try the next mission first. So, basing our theory on the fact that the game is randomized and it generated as a mission that cannot be completed, we skip this and go straight to the other one. As soon as it's loaded. A machine gun. Well, it did look fairly powerful. At least in that regard, it doesn't disappoint. Are we in friendly territory, by the way? Well, the entire mission is in friendly territory. Go away. Unwinnable mission. Switch to the next one. If we are going to find such engagements, maybe I should also lower the difficulty again, at least for one mission, then we'll put it up again. So what do we have now? We'll already move the waypoint. Enemy vehicle column attack. Probably will also be intercepted at some stage. Start the mission. So ground attack is one of the strong suits of this plane apparently, so good armament, heavy bomb load, ability to survive enemy fire. It's a radial piston engine, you see, I guess as much. Very capable against heavily armored target. No, never mind that, lightly armored target. It also seems to advise you about the ammo. It says you should employ incendiary ammo for ground targets. I believe I can do that. Removal of 2 external wing mounted machine gun. Removal of 4. Let's try also the other kind of gun sight. But these are rockets. I want the rockets also. 3 bombs and 6 rockets. Ah yes, you can clearly see them under the wing. Apparently I can choose the ammunition. You can however choose the color of the plane. What do we have? I like the crossed bones. The skull, yeah, I go like this. It's a rebel airplane. Yeah, the tubes for the rockets are now there. I just didn't select them earlier. Carries quite hefty armament, something like, looks almost like a Sturmovik. So maybe it should be intended as that. Not a super fighter, but a very agile ground attack plane. That's the role this thing is supposed to cover. Also I like this gun sight a lot more. Too bad it's not correctly aligned to the right eye by default. You have to recenter your view. It's aligned to the left eye, which is a bit strange actually. I don't really know what my dominating eye is. Most people that don't shoot in real life don't know. VR does take to make you ask such questions to yourself though. Okay, there is some enemy, not 3 dozens like in the earlier mission. Still, now I think I understand this plane. It's not a dogfight, it's not meant to play that role. Let's increase. Hey Nix, welcome. Yeah, the P-47, will you tell me about this thing? I cannot seem to employ it very well. It's heavy, it's slumbering, it's actually quite a flying bathtub, as they seem to used to call it. I wanted to try some more American planes, but this thing, my god, it's difficult. I do have quite a bit of armaments though. Stay high, stay fast. Yeah, I was reading just that in Wikipedia. Apparently it's the motto of this plane. So I like how the radiator opens. Look at this. Open, closed. And there is also a player controlled turbocharger in this game that you employ over 4,000 meters. Yeah, this is a big of a problem since I'm supposed to attack a column of ground units at the moment. Let's see how it goes. Well, it went pretty well. He did indeed. This was enjoyable. Okay, finally a strong performance of the P-47. You should have seen the earlier mission. It put me in an almost impossible dogfight with something like 3,000 of enemy airplanes. Never seen anything such from War Thunder. Of course, in multiplayer you don't have multiplayer so spaced together. But it's got fairly huge battles. So I already destroyed 2 heavy weapons, 1 vehicle. So every turbocharger is a beast at high altitude. Now I'm using full RPM. I also put the engine in manual mode because it's forced when you go online and I want to see how it works. Otherwise I do like the other day where I play it alright in single player, then I go online and the plane shuts itself off. But this is a beast. I don't think you can overheat this thing. It's practically impossible. The notice didn't come on screen even once, despite the fact that I keep the radiator almost closed. This is a Radar engine. I've come to the impression that we're speaking mostly about the ground attack plane in any case, just before you came in. Because its performance in that regard is so much better than the Dogfight 1. The column. I do enjoy the role of ground attack, as you know, so that's not bad at all. Now I'm shooting my rocks very badly, but the pumps may be hit. Let's see. No explosion. No explosion, but you see, that's strange. Sometimes the explosion actually happens, but you don't see it. Doesn't make sense for it to not have happened. Let's close the radiator. It doesn't overheat ever. Look at the havoc we wreaked with this thing. Ah, so that's the point, yes. Yes, the engine is very resilient. I don't think you can break this engine in any way. I'm running it. It says in the technical notice over here, it's actually rated for 15 minutes maximum RPM, but I'm actually keeping the RPM to the max since I began the mission. Combat climb rate, no, that's the maximum performance, flight endurance at 3000 meters. No, it was written before. Maximum trail speed, light speed limit. Where was it? No. That's what I'm looking for. 2600 horsepower. Combat power at 2700 RPM. I'm currently going that speed of RPM, yes. 15 minutes. 2700 RPM. 5 minutes. Well, I better reduce it a bit. Let's go back. Let's go a bit below. 2400 RPM. Seems more prudent. Also, did the enemy come? No, probably not. Well, I'm now going slightly below 200. Well, I'm not very at speed. Yeah, my friend is a very yes. were in good alignment with the ground troops. Are they really all friends? Now, let's make the turn. Yeah, it's my win. All these trees don't help at all. Look at all the bombs. When you have unlimited ones, you tend to overspend. And no longer trying to look at the bomb's impact side. But actually, this time they showed up. I also completed the mission, it seems. Yeah, we better return to bed. I can't seem to dogfight very well in this thing. The worst thing I notice is the climb rate. This thing climbs very slowly, even at maximum RPM. So if you hit the enemy, if you meet the enemy and he's higher than you, I don't know what you can do. But we can go for a last pass since it's on the way to the base. It would be a waste not to. I'll increase RPM a bit more, but controls better at low altitude. I go for the mass that is left over there. Too many trees. Too many. Better not risk it. Let's go fast now. I think I can already complete the mission. No, I cannot. I'm not yet in friendly territory. So, where is the keyboard? It's gotten dark. Can you still see me in the camera? So and so. So, where am I exactly? Remove this thing. Okay, we're safe. Let me turn on the lamp lest I disappear in a black box. Nothing should happen to the plane while I do. Or maybe I'll do it after the mission just in case. Yeah, lower this thing again. Maximum RPM or weapon in wartime are usually used when you force a climb. Well, yeah, you can actually very easily break your engine in some planes. In some planes you don't even reach your objective if you don't do proper management. That doesn't seem to be as great a problem in this plane. I'm also running with the booster activated now. Maybe I should disable it since we're not in combat. But strangely enough, it doesn't disable itself. I reduce the RPM, but it still indicates the boost as on. Yeah, now the RPM, we put them even briefly on 0. Strange. Maybe with the mixture? No. Then how do I turn off the turbo? If I can, indeed. Maybe I cannot. I'm now at fairly low RPM, actually. Slightly above 2000. We'll be soon in friendly territory and able to move on to the next mission. Let me see if it says something about turning off the turbocharger. The total engine power should be controlled using the joint method when the 3 levers, RPM, throttle lever and turbocharger. No, there's another lever, you see. There's a turbocharger lever. That's something I need to set up in the control. That's the reason I cannot control. Probably also the reason I cannot climb well. Let me see. There must be a turbocharger lever. Plane engine control. Engage engine 2. Propeller mixture control. Shutters control. Supercharger. Engine 1. Supercharger control. increasing of the value, and press the key for decreasing of the value. Where can I put it? I better use the keyboard. I'll use the usual extra button like this, then I'll think of something better. So I can now control the turbocharger, I guess. And yes. It also changes the cold shower. So it's got 3 levels, you see. You're actually supposed to set the speed by utilizing the 3 levers. 1, 2, and of course the throttle, the big one. So maybe that's why I couldn't climb. I wasn't utilizing the turbocharger properly. Let's try in the next mission. That's the reason I couldn't hold myself in the dogfight. I'm almost sure now. Let's hope it gives us a dogfight in the next mission. Good thing I noticed that before going online. That was a good idea to try single player first. Ah yes, the lamp. I'll turn on the lamp. There's always so much to learn every time you switch plane in this game. You can point the lamp right in your eyes when you play in VR, since your eyes are covered in any case. Yeah, now you can see me again. I also got a medal for this. Well, it was quite a massacre. You see, I skipped the mission. It was too hard. Well, of course it was. I didn't increase the turbocharger. That doesn't help. So, give me a dogfight mission, please. That's what I want to play. Air to air. In the flying bathtub. What do we have? It's an attack on the Air Command West. That's a high value target for you. Second one, junction attack. I'm also in both missions, but this looks interesting. The Air Command West, above a city. It's going to be a fairly busy mission, I bet. Let's put the waypoint close, not the return one. Of course I want the other one. But you don't have to. I'm discovering it now. You don't have to click the tiny dot. You can actually click the entire writing telling you about the waypoint. It's sluggish in climbing because it's heavy, yeah, but also because I didn't increase the turbocharger lever. Now I have control of it. So. You have to attack the ground this time. I better remember it when I choose the payload for the mission. Yeah, I was reading about the weight earlier. And even the pilots use skip bomb technique. Yeah, no, hear about this. It says, the British pilots joked that a Thunderbolt pilot could defend himself from a Luftwaffe fighter only by running around and hiding in the fuselage. Maybe also a reference to the fact that the fuselage itself was fairly strong, I believe. Also, we can hope. But the Spitfire seems like a better plane. I pick the gyro gun sight again. It also said something about the gyro gun sight. Maybe we'll have time to check it out. So, about the engine management. Seems to be in any case the most interesting part of this plane. So good thing I put it on manual. I can see that when I start, and the levels are maxed I believe this time, let's see. RPM is at 75. Let's keep it slightly below 2700, the point of no return, so to say. And about the turbocharger, I know isn't very conveniently placed, but I think that's something there. I'll actually go for the turbocharger to the max. Want to climb, you see, that's what I couldn't do earlier. So now I see much better performance indeed. Yeah, of course, it's meant to go like this. So you actually have to manage the 3 levels together. I'll lower the boost a little now and increase the throttle. Let's see how it goes. It's climbing but not very well. Increase the RPM. Doesn't make much of a difference. So leave the RPM at half power and maximum boost. It's the same really. Still it doesn't climb very well. I guess it's inherent in the plane itself. Go with time compression. 14 kilometers. It's a real city this time. We're attacking the city of... Name of the city... Wuppertal. Where the air command apparently is. This map looks really cool. All plains with big cities strewn about. And the cities are modeled in an excellent way, you'll soon see it. Right along the river like this. Such level of detail is present in War Thunder, but it's quite rare. It's a big concentration of troops, indeed. I didn't check. Okay, I'm carrying only the bombs, not the rockets. The bombs are the good part in any case. Drag is also a factor. Yeah, of course it is. What did they do? No. No. I completely lost control. What is this? I completely lost control. I don't know what happened. The plane went by all by itself. It's like I've lost focus on the window. Maybe that's what happened because I set the external view. I don't know. Completely lost control. That's the first time it happens. I'm sorry, guys. Wait for another try. I don't know what happened. I pressed on the control, didn't do anything. Maybe I overspeed. I went overspeed. I don't know. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Ma, that's perplexing. Could also be, I guess. It could also be. So many planes came down together with me and dropped their bombs. That almost looked like they crashed in the ground. That's what I thought at first. So 3 bombs like this. Okay, start. Don't waste a full time. Put it on maximum time compression at once. This time maybe I'll let them do the run first. Or drop from height. What I want to go for the external view. That didn't help. Maximum time compression. Why doesn't he want to stay straight? Yeah, like this. Mysterious happening, really. Oh, so that's the Wupper River. So Wuppertal, I guess, is the city on the Wupper River. I guess as much. Nix. Probably that's what happened. I wish I knew for sure. Increase the RPM just a bit. And also the boost. It's quite a long approach too, despite me moving the waypoint as always. Oh, it's so slow. Okay, almost at the city now. RPM is now 2004. But this mist doesn't go very fast. Okay, I tell them to attack first. Fight leader orders. Attack nearest ground
Roger,
target.
man. Search for enemy ground targets.
That should
Ready to
make
engage.
the wingman break formation. And indeed they did. Maybe I'll bomb the isolated targets first. The one from before looked like a fairly spectacular run, but it was very soon over. Let's check the message in a sec.
Rockman 2, target destroyed. Rockman 8, target destroyed.
Okay, well. Decompression of the... Doesn't seem to be easy passing 400 km per hour in this plane, almost impossible in fact. Do carry quite a bit of bombs though, that's sure. Now I'll go for the big cluster this time. It is a troop cluster attack, not a straight roots attack. Should have done some damage. Well, more to the houses than the troops themselves, I guess. You listen to the sound of the siren, that's a nice detail. Four vehicles destroyed, that's not bad. See no dogfight too. I guess we'll see enough of it if I go online. And the frame rate is also taking a hit now. Of course the fathering streaming doesn't help, but this DLC seems to be way more taxing to the CPU. I'll have to reduce the refresh rate of the headset next time we play it. That's a Tiger tank. I could clearly see a Tiger tank. And no explosion. Well, no explosion rendered. But I think the explosion actually happened. In fact, we also completed the mission. Ah, look at them. They're a bit angry. I wonder why. Unfortunately, still no dogfight. This means after this one we go and play online. Let's just complete the mission. Better not risk another pass, since we completed the objective already. I also did a lot of damage. 7 vehicles, 4 transport, 3 medium armored. So not the Tiger though. And an anti-air gun. I'll go for possibly a quick action multiplayer server. Seems to be more workable in this kind of context, but we'll see. We'll see. Am I in enemy or friendly territory? No, it's full deep enemy territory. It was the Air Command West after all. This is taking a while. Even with maximum time compression it will. I guess we're off to reading about the plane some more. We might as well. I wanted to see, there was a paragraph about the gyro gun site. But wait a second. Like this I won't know if enemy those come. I probably put the map like this. Yeah. So I can see it through the overlay. when the enemy, or if the enemy shows up. So, operational history. In popular culture, I read something about the gun sight. I'm sure of it. Gyro. It's the same gyro that was on the Spitfire. A British Ferranti. It allowed the pilot to dial in target wingspan and range. I would then move the gun sight reticle to compensate for the required deflection. Okay, it's the same principle of the other one. And that's it, really doesn't say anything else. What I want to know is if someone actually wrote anything about this plane and its usage in Sturmovik. I'm sorry, but this downtime is really not avoidable. We have to go back straight over the territory. There's nothing we can do about it. It's this kind of mission. In order to get to the best performance you want to be around 25,000 feet. That's what Nix was saying. Yeah, it's true. We're now flying above Düsseldorf. Let me see Düsseldorf a minute. My god, it's so far. Düsseldorf is incredible. You have the entire city, both sides of the river. Well, but if I were to fly this entire stretch, probably there would be no time left in the scene. You see, that's what I was speaking about earlier. The problem of this game is that it doesn't have a workable time compressor. Let's just take a good look at the city of Düsseldorf, then I guess we're ditching the mission. There is not really any other choice at this point. Well, it's the same group of houses, repeated many times. That's, I guess, unavoidable. But still, it looks pretty good. Yeah, but I'm not flying this huge stretch of land back to base. Doesn't make sense. A stupid way to design a mission. You always need to account for the time people have. So I wanted to go to a different server. I heard good things about a place called Combat Box, hoping it is indeed populated. Let's see if I have that luck now. As soon as the mission restarts itself, so we can cancel it without consequences, and I guess I'll play it alone. I'm going to play multiplayer. Abort. No other choice, really. Okay. That's the problem of this game. Why don't you have a working time compression? Every other flight simulator has it. I wrote about it to the developers, but they didn't have much care apparently. Dogfight. I wanted to play on Combat Box. Here you have it. 32 players. That's pretty good for a multiplayer server. Let's go and see. Battle over Eindhoven. Now, if we can fly faster planes, I'll probably pick them, because we don't have that much time left. Otherwise, we won't be able to reach the enemy. Now loading. Yeah, it's even on Google. It's a fairly renowned server. It's the one that also keeps your stats and the like. But you have to register for that, I believe. 1 hour 46 minutes remaining for the battle over Eindhoven. Next map, crossing of the Rhine. And these are the ice cores. Here is the battle. So what's the team composition currently? Bomber bases, munitions depot. Okay, it's the type of match that has all the various. Also, it's firepower, 8 deadly, 5 kills. Yeah, I read about it. And I also noticed it tends to shoot very well. Each side must destroy enemy targets while defending friendly targets. So you see, it's not that different from War Thunder in principle. The fact that the maps are so bigger actually makes for a slightly more boring experience depending on the day. It's so many players, I don't know. Well, I'm supposed to play with the allies side. They have less people. Let's start in the middle of the map, I guess. What do we have here? Well, the P-51 is here. We might as well pick it. I doubt the Tempest is very tempting. No, I guess I'll go with the Tempest, otherwise we won't ever reach the target. Without modification, I'll pick the better engine. And sorry P-47. I fell for the temptation of the better plane. First time I fly the Tempest in multiplayer, actually. Let's hope there are no surprises. So, start the engine, close the canopy, look at the technological specs while it starts. They're usually in order of importance. 2-stage mechanical supercharger. Mixture control is automatic. The engine has automatic RPM governor. No, it's a much more automatic plane, you don't have to think of so many things. See if I can control the booster. Well, maybe after the engine starts. There's another one there. No, you can't, when they give you the choice. We're online now, huh? So these are players. Let's try not to crash into them. I'll open a bit the throttle, because I noticed sometimes otherwise the engine doesn't start. While keeping, of course, the brake engaged. So you have to accelerate very slowly in these planes. It has a differential, I believe, controlled automatically by the rudder. And why doesn't it start moving? Probably you also have to increase. Yeah, you have to increase the RPM. And now it's moving. Very carefully. Turn to the right. To play it well with your feet, otherwise you risk going into a spin and it's hard to recover. I guess I might as well open the throttle now. I'm more or less aligned. Come on, show us the power of this 300 horsepower, 3000 I mean. Let's follow the other Tempest. I guess he knows where he's going, so I hope. Raise the gear more. Extend the flaps fueling. I was speaking about, man, I just took off. So, I believe the turbocharger can be controlled now. Don't use combat engine mid-flight. Okay. How do we remove the boosted mode? From the RPM controller, I guess. Yeah, indeed. Continuous mode. So the RPM controller puts you in boosted mode. Yeah, a bit it does indeed, but it's a necessity. I also moved it further to the right, because otherwise it would cover my informations. Now we don't have the convenient labels. And also we don't have any kind of navigation aid, because this is the server that plays with maximum realism in all respects. So we only know where we are from based on where we started. I'm also now noticing that the airport is apparently under attack. You see that blinking red thing. It means we have bombers. And indeed, there is one guy that is being shot at by the ground artillery that I believe is bound to be an enemy. Also, surely player, this game doesn't have bots when you play online. So let's try and chase that guy up. I'll increase the RPM to the point where I get the boosted mod. I'll have to try and identify him by sight too. That's going to be difficult. For instance, what is that? Good question. Doesn't look German to me. No, it's another Tempest. Plus you have the flux to conveniently guide you. Here it is. That's the enemy. That's the enemy that also already damaged my engine. Well, we're above the airfield, so that's not the greatest problem in the world, as long as I can catch him for as long as I stay in there. Of course I come online already, the airfield is under attack, what the hell, man. Now they crash into one another, yet it's still somewhat flyable, it seems. No, it's going down. Why do you kill yourself before I can kill you? You sucker. Now the engine is damaged, how can I go to the mission? I'll have to repair it. There isn't really any other choice. This guy comes about the airfield, shoots me, damages my engine, then kills himself so I cannot achieve revenge. What the hell, man? That's really rude. Okay, let's go back to the ground while hoping I don't crash the Tempest in the process. Reduce RPM. Lower flaps. Lower the gear. Lower the flaps more. Where am I going? I'm going very fast. I don't know if I'll be able to land in one pass. It seems so. Yeah, indeed I can. Yes, we can. Descent to landing at 120. And a bit of a hard landing. A bit of hard landing. We're going to need that to turn. I suggest you lower the chart a bit. Yeah. It's also important apparently for a correct... look at the flaps of this thing, they're really big. I bet they reduce your speed quite a bit. That's the reason I was able to reduce my speed so fast. Unfortunately, I didn't correctly judge. Mission will finish in 1 second. Okay. I don't think it was counted as a death. Yeah. Because actually, it's a successful landing. You see, multiply my points by 2.5 factor. Would you ever have thought it? Okay. Now, the enemy raid is finished, so let's let's also lower the chat like Nick suggested. Maybe slightly above the wing. Should work, more or less. It's a necessity, I know it's not ideal, but how can I remove the chat wing? I wouldn't be able to this guy actually bought the P-38 Lightning. I wish I had that plane. 47, what's the number? I never remember the number. Starting the engine again. It's quite a bit of activity. These are all people that we started after the combat with that guy. Maybe if you increase the RPM, the engine actually will start, man. We think we're supposed to be utilizing a script. Priming cylinders with fuel. Let's see who starts first. Him on me. Close the canopy also. And now, increase the RPM to the max. Oxygen valve open. Good thing we don't want to run out of oxygen. I'll be a bit more sure this time. Doesn't seem to be so hard to control the last famous wars. Okay. It's a handful. 3000 horsepower. I guess that counts with the territory. Just a bit now. Now it's not turning, of course. That's what I feared the most earlier. Yeah, of course it happened this time. Brake. Could have been worse. A little bit more. These things are crazy hard to control on the ground, really. Let me tell you. Because as soon as you reduce the power, What you do is you don't stop the spin, you actually increase it. And now taking off. Landing gear is up. So we're at Dern, Antwerpen. So I guess we will hit eastward. You have no navigational aid this time, so it's bound to be way more difficult. Reduce the RPM so it's no longer in boosted mode. This is continuous mode, okay. So this is going to be difficult. So this is Antwerpen, what we call Anversa in Italian. So this is a big city in the Bodenplatte DLC for Sturmovik, and it is indeed big. Looks almost full scale actually. It's amazingly rendered. Is that part reclaimed land? Probably it is. I'm flying northward though. I'm supposed to fly eastward. What's this? What is this? It's the lightning again. Bird 38, great, thank you. Now I know the name. It's the same guy. Why is the engine continuously in combat mode? It has to be combatively in continuous mode. Like this. Maybe I'll follow the lightning. Let's go for a formation flight of sorts. I believe it won't be a problem to reach him aboard the mighty Tempest. Well, these things were fast also, I think. Now the speed is 200 miles per hour, I guess. Yeah, I will try for sure. This is a difficult environment, fully realistic. But the plane is great, so apparently I cannot catch up to the lightning. Strange. So you completely navigate by sight on this server. Can you believe the difficulty of such a thing? You have to look at the lay of the land. We're now going straight east from Antwerpen, so I guess let's utilize at least the autopilot. Self-leveling autopilot. Reduce RPM 70%. I should be about, since I took off from here, this is the river I believe, I should be able to see Zorsel to my left, if the river is indeed the one I think. I'm slightly to the left of the river, so it should be heading away from me if it is the big river I see there. And where is the lake? I'm already at the lake. So, where is Zorsel? You have to be very careful because it's extremely easy to lose yourself on this map. There are no coasts. There is not a sea you can refer to. So as soon as you lose your position on the map, you're lost completely. And of course I cannot find the city, so that's not good. Here it is. Here is Zorsel. Yes, it's realistic indeed. Even too much for its own good. But it's cool in a way. Further ahead there should be a slightly bigger city. Turn out there is actually a friendly objective. Here's the lightning. We caught up with him. Let's go with the lightning. He knows where he's going. I know that guy. He's very smart. Increase RPM to the mighty combat mode of the Tempest. Should be enough to reach him. That's also an interesting plane. Too bad they didn't include it in the DLC. You actually have to pay for it. I wait for a discount when you tell me. These guys never relent. Asking for money. Now let's go back from the combat mode. I don't know the specs. Let's see how long I can employ combat mode before I started to have problems. Now I'm auto leveling, okay. Specification. The time rating for the engine should be max cruising power, boost for no, this is the power. It should tell you about the minutes you can keep it at maximum power. Ah, indeed, it's probably a game that's best played with friends. Combat mode. At sea level? No, that's the boost, not the duration. Doesn't tell you about it. That's strange, it usually does. Now let's hope I'm not lost. I see a big town to the left. That could be Sturmovik, because otherwise what would it be? Unless I'm way more southward than I think, but that's not possible. Then it would be Gil. That's not Gil, that's certainly Sturmovik. And I should see Gil to the right, I guess. If I am indeed correct. Still behind the lighting in any case, so I won't go lost. That's probably Gil. Yeah, it's further ahead than Sturmovik. So why is it turning to the right like this?
This is leader receiving the base. Over. Copy. Out.
You're in better state than me. I can pay the free War Thunder. Well, War Thunder isn't that free if you think about it. In the end, they always expect you to pull something eventually. I actually never did. I'm not following the guy. I want to go to the enemy lines. Whereas in this you pay up front, that's the concept in any case. It's like you're playing, all the planes are premium basically. The base game doesn't cost much when they discount it, neither do the DLC. Well, no, this one just came out, so that's a different story. Still 10 euros for a game like this isn't too bad. Holy fuck, how many of you? Says this guy. Well, yes, it's rare to see such a full server. It also tells me an enemy aircraft has been spotted near Bread at 1309. We should be about 1711, so that wasn't pertaining to us. Probably at sea Lommel soon. Still following the river. So Lommel is to the right of the river. I see a lake system, it's further ahead, still far. We also saw a hint of it. And I'm glad to you for enjoying it. It's more fun to play these games when people are looking. I hope I'm not boring too many of you. For sure this kind of gameplay can be boring sometimes. When you go to the online servers in this game, it sometimes happens. That's the reason I didn't do it often. But there isn't much I can do now except fly towards the enemy. Synth Trident 2212. That's also far from where I am. I'm heading currently for Lommel. I can see it. It's a big town up front. No, me neither. I never spend anything in freemium games. Also, same thing for World of Tanks. I got to tier 10 like 3 times without spending a dime. It's kind of a challenge for me. Well, look what it said. Raise the landing gear. Don't tell me at me with the landing gear. What is it telling me? No, the landing gear is up. It was up also already. I don't know why the technical message said it. Someone's attacking an airfield apparently. It says raise the landing gear. Yeah, the landing gear is up. Undercarriage up. It says so very clearly. I don't know what's speaking about. So we're now at Lommel. I still no sight of the enemy. But Lommel has some targets. They have defenses that are indeed shooting at me currently. That would be an inglorious end to the mission. Let's fly a bit further from it. Oh, I wish I could use tank compression, but of course we're online. Could even go and strafe, maybe, briefly one of these guns. If I can spot them, that is. Just for the sake of putting some action in the stream. Well, I see the shots, but not where they're coming from. guess it's not worth going back. Seems more of a risk than a reward. So I'm still heading east. This means I'm going towards nothing at all. Let's go northwest so I'll find the fortified troops and hopefully also the enemy. This type of online match in these games tends to play like a PUBG games, meaning that you fly for many minutes and then maybe someone swoops at once from behind and gets you, and that would suck indeed, royally. There isn't much you can do about it really, unless you want to play always single player or War Thunder. Where's the landing gear? The landing gear is up, man. I don't know what you're speaking about. And there is something there. I see two planes, finally. Or is it the flag? No, it's just the smoke from the flag. I got happy for a moment, then my happiness was gone. I want to go to the fortified troops. Now I'm moving straight north. I'm not close, of course. Something shining over there. I guess it could be, in theory, a plane. We do have almost 60 people in this match, way more than you have in a War Thunder match. Yet the map is so bigger. Still, it's a hassle to find the action. Not sure about that thing, doesn't look really like a plane. There's a huge city up front, that's Il-2 where the fortified troops are. It's even bigger than the one we took off from. They're really to scale, eh? You never see that in Flight Simulator, of the military kind. This is an important enemy objective. How can it be that there is not a single person guarding it? This time I strike the troops if there is no one. Even if I die like this, in any case I won't have much time left. So I better run into risks and try to give an ending to this dream. No enemies in sight. I wish it was more of a surprise to me. Yet look at the people in the match. It's crazy. $1310, it says the enemy is attacking the tanks. Well, that's not far from here. Maybe after overflying the city I could go to 1310. It's somewhat west-northward. And then they shoot at me from the ground. This target. That's a ground emplacement, I believe. Unleashing some of this gun's power. Did I get him? Yeah, actually I destroyed the machine gun. So I scored something. At least. Now I want to go for the direction of the tanks. So, from Eindhoven we go... Well, I'm heading correctly actually. We also pass another enemy objective, the defenses, it says. It looks like an airfield. Well, it's not usable by players in any case. Still, it's probably got some value target. Let's see. Maybe the fuel tanks. I don't know if I hit now. Apparently not. No plane spark to remove them. Okay, thank you. I'll go and look at it. No, I'm going to fly the Buffalo also. It's just that today I wanted to play a bit of this. Yesterday I couldn't, since I bought it in the middle of the week I hadn't played almost nothing. I understand it's sometimes more boring to watch, but if I stream, I'll also have to play the games I enjoy from time to time. December giveaway. Win BOBP and BON Premium Edition. Join our Discord for more information. The Premium Edition also has some extra planets, including, I believe, the Lightning. I wish I could fly it. We're heading, toward the area where the enemy should be. Or so I hope. Oh, there's another big river. Here he is. Here's the enemy. He's found ourselves. And he wasted his chance, apparently, increasing the RPM. He wasted his chance in a very convenient way for us. You see, the moment you are more bored is when they attack. And yet he missed. And now he'll pay the price for it. I cannot climb as well as him now. He's got way more energy. This is bad. This is really bad. He's already damaged, apparently. But the might of the Tempest will get you. Look at the power of this thing. Well, not that powerful. That guy surprised me at the worst possible moment. Where are you? Lower the flaps a bit, seems to have. Don't black out on me, man. First engine stop. No, did I overwork the engine? What do you say, Nix? I don't think he hit me. I believe I overstressed the energy. I overstressed the engine. So maybe in the Tempest you're not meant to go. That's a very inglorious ending. What happened? My engine shut off itself. I don't know what happened. I shouldn't have gone full RPM like that, with the throttle fully open. I think I killed myself. It wasn't him that killed me. It's a difficult game for sure. Well. Okay. At least we did meet the enemy before the end of the stream. Now I'll have to go. It's getting late. Well. Certainly, War Thunder is easier to stream. That's a fact. This you can play single player easily, or try and do matches like this in the hope of a better outcome. Probably it will come eventually, but not today. So, considering the time is late, I will have now to say goodbye to everyone. Thank you for watching the stream. Thank you, Nix, for all the help as always. And I'll be sure to see the message you sent me. And I'll see you guys. I believe tomorrow morning I'll be able to play. Almost surely. Or maybe it will be a bit shorter. Thank you, Nix. And goodbye. See you. Ciao from Italy. Like and subscribe. Bye.